me just start the record. So just welcome everybody. This is our elevation call, and we're sharing a business opportunity called Zilis, which is a 9-year-old company that is being reborn. And one of the things that I love the most is the mission statement that we put together, gosh, at least almost 2 years ago. And this was a collection of field leaders who really put this together. And we had a lot of fun with this at our recent meeting. Everybody had to say one word, and we went around the room. And we're not going to do that tonight, but just to kind of read it to you guys: empowering pathways to freedom by building a community of thriving individuals who pay it forward to their families, to their communities, and the world by utilizing holistic solutions for wellness, finances, and personal growth with our innovative marketing model, informative education, and inspiring mentorship while encouraging a spirit of generosity. And that is truly the core of what we are doing. And we're starting really from the ground floor because as of October 1st of this year, Zilis was reborn. And it's very exciting. The same great products, but with this mission to change lives, and the innovative products really all fall into the wellness category. And whereas we already have a 30 plus country expansion and base, we are continuing to build a global community with many different pathways to success as we learn how to pay it forward and empower others for health and freedom through innovative solutions. And one of the ways that we do that, because in this time, in this past several years where we've been redefining the company, we have new information. And I think most of us would agree that the world is different after the pandemic. And now what we have, just recent statistics show that 3/4 of consumers are worried about their healthcare costs. And so one of the things we can do with our Zilis platform is help people discover how preventative care or wellness can ultimately help lower their costs, improve their health and well-being. And that is really what we are all about. We have 30 plus products that fall into a category of helping with cellular balance, with skincare, holistic skincare, I might add, green skincare, with weight management support and sleep support and muscle and joint support, and even products that help pets become healthier. And we are known in the past as kind of a CBD company because we have pioneered the endocannabinoid system. But we really have spent a lot of time teaching and training people about why the endocannabinoid system, the 12th body system, is so important. And so, not to dive deep tonight, but we have videos, we have all sorts of things that we can share to help educate others. But what I love about the endocannabinoid system is it ultimately helps to balance and regulate every single body system. It is a regulator. In addition to that, it helps protect the body from stress in a way that really very few things can. And then ultimately, it regulates processes such as sleep, mood, appetite, memory, and immune function. So it falls into that category of helping the body, the mind, and the spirit to optimize, which is literally whole health. And we know that one of our most recent launches called Vibe is one of the most health optimizing products we have. It's a liquid. It has a lot of healthy compounds, 400 different compounds, literally, that are broken down into 7 different areas, including cannabinoids, which interact with the endocannabinoid system, with terpenes and flavonoids, vitamins, minerals, omegas, and proteins, all of which we need to have in our DNA, in our cells, in our organs and tissues in order for us to create healthy bodies. And so literally what Zilis can do is to show us how we can create goals and dreams and learn how to understand the importance of our health and what it's for. And by taking care of our health and sharing that with other people, we can actually create a partnership with this company called Zilis. And what Zilis does is they have 9 years of having pioneered products for wellness services, as well as the manufacturing, the quality control, the distribution, and ultimately a compensation plan that has yet to be revealed that is going to be amazing. And we who have been in the field learning how to partner with a company like Zilis can mentor, teach systems, train, and help people strategically plan and goal set for what they want to achieve by partnering with this health company. And what we are looking for is people who will bring focus, ambition, and a willingness to learn, and are looking for either income or the creation of an asset that generates not just wealth, but things like blessing bonuses, a car or a lifestyle bonus, healthcare bonuses, learning how to actually create a global bonus revenue stream. There's right now, it's pretty exciting because there's so much going on in the compensation plan that has yet to be revealed. But all we know that it's very good news for us in the future because we have this company that has stood the test of time, that is really about to offer its best offering with a 9-year track record. And so what I really, in last part, I want to share the reality that 76% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. And I think you might really feel that yourself. We were just laughing about Thanksgiving. We're 11 days from Thanksgiving, and just the price of groceries alone have gone up significantly. And so many people that really would love to be healthy don't have that extra cash in their paycheck to invest in their health. And so with Zilis, and especially the new Zilis, we're going to teach how to invest in a proactive whole health program that can help reap dividends on your health while really learning how to create a financial return on that investment. And if that appeals to you in any way, you can actually get back to the person who invited you, and they can share with you that we have multiple pathways for success, starting with a VIP customer that literally with $99 of an investment, you can choose one health product to start you on your whole health journey. And that can actually all the way up to a bronze, a silver, or a gold enrollment. And as an entrepreneur, as somebody who wants to create a maximum return on your health dollars with the maximum products in return for families, for small business owners, we recommend a gold kit, which really leaves no money on the table. And our goal is to help you to make the most of your investment, to really help you to have the freedom to work from anywhere. Many of you guys know that I've been working in corporate America for the last over 6 months now, and I have so much empathy for now those of us who leave the house at 6:30 in the morning and don't get home until 6 at night. With daylight savings time, that's going to work in the dark, coming home in the dark, with no real prospect of ever being able to overcome that time for money equation. And that has what has made me so grateful that somebody 8 years ago believed in me enough to share this platform with me, that literally I could get my son healthy, get myself healthy, and learn how those dollars can actually generate a return on my money with an industry leader, with a pay it forward company philosophy, science and research backed products and results that people actually feel. This wealth transfer that Zilis helps us to achieve is for people who are looking for holistic options and don't just want to take pills for the rest of their life. It's an opportunity to build residual income for our families and live a life of freedom in the future. And so if that is if you are somebody that appeals to, then definitely get back to whoever shared this with you. And we would love to have a conversation about what appealed to you, what is anything about your health or your body that you would love to improve, and how we can teach you how to share that blessing with others and reap a return on your investment. So thanks for dialing in today. Thank you, Lorena. You guys feel free to chime in. That is just a really, really brief overview. And one of the reasons that I felt very strongly that we needed to include some of the recent statistics is because sometimes people think of Zilis as a CBD company. And, and that's okay. If somebody's looking for CBD, that's fine. We definitely have that. But there's a lot of exciting things coming in the future. And so what I want us to help reposition is when I talk about Zilis, this is not a CBD company and it's not just an endocannabinoid project. This is a whole health platform. And so by whole health, that means that we have made decisions as to how we eat, how we move, how we think, how we work on our own self-development that also include investment in this company's product, but it can start at $100 a month. And that's the kind of the language that I'm helping people understand, that if they're willing to invest $100 a month in their health, that we will help to teach them how to generate a return on your money. Because how many of you guys would disagree that if you don't invest in your health, if you just assume that this flesh and blood and your DNA is just going to continue to operate as you age, you will be in for a surprise. And we talk a lot about, that last 1/3 of life can be pretty miserable. So it's not about length of life. This is really about quality of life. And that's really what was resonant in Northwest Arkansas last Wednesday. So any thoughts or comments? What did I miss? What did I leave out? Anything? Jean?
No, it was great,
You were
Lisa.
on.
I'll take a gold kit.
Jenny Todd, I can always count on you. You're so funny. Well, anyway, guys, I wanted to share that with you just because I've asked the company to help us not just to have a presentation, but to deliver information that people can relate to. And so I want to spend less time explaining science and more time connecting with people and what their struggles are, what they're suffering with. And that's where I feel like, a company like Zilis that is launching this new platform can help people to not just get healthy, but afford health and health span, which is even more important concept. So thank you guys for listening to that. We're going to continue. You'll see that the company is going to continue to grow and evolve. But one thing I love about this new Zilis, and Hal and I've had hours and hours of conversation with Luis and Christy, is they listen. They really do listen. And I mean, like Steve and Jenny, are on the advisory board. I know others are on the advisory board. They are asking for feedback. They've done multiple focus groups on Glow, on the travel program, on certain regions in the country. And so I love that. I mean, for years, nobody really asked, and it was, certain person's way or the highway. So we are in a new era, and it's very exciting that this is your company. And so if you have things that either you love or that you want to change, they are so open to that right now. We're rewriting everything. And so I wanted to then also recognize the fact that we have people that are really still continuing to enroll. And it's very interesting. If you look at the enrollment, the leader report that we refer to, that we talk about every single week, you can either look at the global report or you can look at your local market. How many of you guys have done that? Looked up the leaderboard? Good. And it's important to know who's doing what. What are some of the observations that you guys have when you look at Latin America versus the United States markets? Anybody?
They are just killing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
knocking it out of
They
the
are
park.
really.
And they only have 2 products.
Mexico has 2 products,
Okay,
but other markets have more. So other
Okay.
Latin American
Thank you.
markets. That's it. Yeah, it's really, but that's a great point, Jean, is that every single Latin American country has a slightly different product line. So that's definitely true. So you see that there's a lot of growth. Anything else that you notice?
Well, they have a lot of excitement and they're all looking for another opportunity for finances. Maybe they don't have what we have here in America or in certain parts of America. And they're looking for, sorry about that, they're looking for financial help. So they have more excitement and more reason to get up and go.
Gotcha. Any other thoughts? Very, very true, Deb.
Well, seeing the Hispanics so excited about this, it reminds me of how enabled we are as Americans, and that's not something to be very proud of. We live in the greatest nation on the planet, you know, and we just take it for granted sometimes what we have, opportunities that we have.
Very true. And the other thing is that the Latin American company I mean, like when we think about global leaderboard, we think about Zilis and Latin America. Who knows what company they were before we acquired them?
Zuri.
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 Zuri. So they were a different company and they had their own product line prior to the Zilis purchase. And so they've always kind of done things different. When Latin America was acquired, they have every single country has an office, a physical location with a country manager. And that's really where they started meetings, was in, so imagine, you know, if in Evansville there was a Zilis office, and that's really where they have started, you know. And so we had this conversation just about the differences between Latin America and the US market. What I want us to focus on is the United States market, because we are a completely different company with a different culture, with a different history, with a different structure. And it's convenient for corporate to lump us all together, only because then it saves them having to do 2 freedom calls and 2 this and 2 that. But I want us to keep our focus on the US leaderboard and the US market, because we have not yet started momentum here. And so when we look at the leaderboard and we look at enrollments, you know, Brandon Jansen, who's not even on this call, is number 8, and he's one of our newer guys from Northwest Arkansas, actually works with me. Number 7 is Carlita Williams from Prairie Grove, Arkansas. Really proud of her. Gina and Lorena Werkmeister, number 2 with Penelope the bunny, giving them a big round of applause. And then Hal and Lisa somehow are number 1. And so it's important to realize that this is our team. Like, there's not even 25 people on the US leaderboard. And so there's room for all of us to really start conversations with people. And so that's kind of what these launch meetings are all about. And what I felt and what I learned, and this is what, you know, Jenny and Steve have had some launch meetings. I tried to like think about, okay, we've been doing the Zoom platform now for seems like 4 or 5 years. And you can go so far with Zoom, but when we were sitting face to face with Luis and Carlita and people who've been on product, and I had Luis right there with me, they didn't want to leave. Like, there was a connection there in person that you cannot create on a Zoom screen. And I was just reminded of the importance of us physically touching people, doing these meetings, even if you're just inviting product users and helping upgrade their vision. And so I learned that we've got to start the process of investing in meetings, and everyone's going to find their own cadence. But, you know, we started with a room full of, I don't know, 15 or 18 people here in Northwest Arkansas. And so what I want to commit to is at least once a month, if not twice a month, of just getting together in that back room in a Mexican restaurant and breaking bread with the people who have to continue their journey, their investigation, if you will. And if you're not there, then nothing happens. And so we were grateful to be able to kind of start it last Wednesday night. And I know that others who have been on the leaderboard and have their own story of how they've been able to create those opportunities. I wanted to, first of all, ask the Werkmeisters, how did you sponsor the people to get on the leaderboard this month?
Actually,
You'll
I
love
was-
this.
I was working the election and I had forgotten to take my Vibe, and I have my cocktail every morning and I drank that, and then I got out another one and I did that. But then I thought, oh wait, I forgot. So I was dropping in my mouth, and all of a sudden, Judy, which she had to work until 8 tonight, otherwise she'd be on here. She came over and she's like, what are you taking? I said, oh, it's Vibe. I said, oh, it's giving me back my life. And she's like, really? I want to know more about it. So she ended up, we got numbers. We kept missing each other because of life. And it took about 5 days. And I finally got with her because she's like, I want to get on product. So we ended up calling Lisa was busy, so we did get to talk to Christina, and she helped us get her on. And her husband is a veteran, so I
Right.
said, you know what? Let's do the veteran, because she wanted the vibe and the topical. So we ended up getting that all on there. But then when I was talking to her, she said, "Oh, Lorena," she said, "you know, I almost didn't even ask you," because she thought, "Oh, that's none of my business." But she ended up doing it anyway. And she's like, "I'm so glad." And she hasn't even been on product yet.
Yeah.
So, and and actually Gene's been doing a meeting. I missed a couple of them because of things, life, but he's been doing a meeting at Wesley Rogers Steakhouse once a
Once a
month.
month, third Tuesday.
And actually Rhonda and Mary Barton,
They're
weren't-
both
they're
religious
both-
about being there.
they're great about being there. And actually Judy is supposed to be there this Tuesday.
Mhm.
So we're gonna, I need to get the presentation, unless I get this, and then I just run you talking, Lisa, because that would be fantastic just to put that in. Because then she asked me, she's like, "Okay, so what do you know about Parkinson's or or tremors?"
Tremors.
And I said, "Oh, honey, I have a story, because my mom had Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, and when she was at rest, she could actually rest without tremors, and she would shake a little bit when she would reach something, but other than that, she did so much better." And she's like, "Oh, because I have a couple people." So Jean actually got a hold of her and said, "Hey, if you want to bring somebody, we're going
Right.
to take product, and
Yeah.
we're supposed to do that this Tuesday."
Take care of that. And then the other gal was one of the girls I work with. I hooked her up with Hal because they both have knee issues. And we had a 3-way phone call. And after she got off the phone with Hal, we're like, "Sign me up. I need this." So,
Well,
Yeah.
and in both cases, you guys were using your team, which I love that you guys
Yeah.
were
our
using.
support,
yeah.
using our support.
Yeah, we definitely, I don't know where we would be without it.
Well, a couple of things. Working the election, you're looking for different ways to serve.
Mhm.
And number two, it's given me my life back. That's a very powerful short statement. You're not using a lot of words in order to create that. So great story. I'm really proud of you guys. And also want you to write down December 20th, because we've got to come through St. Louis to go to Bloomington, and we're going to potentially stay in St. Louis that night. So we would love to maybe help you guys if you're around on the holidays.
Maybe oh yeah,
That would be awesome.
that would be wonderful.
you.
Okay, so
Yeah.
December the 20th. He's
And then
writing it down.
I want to ask Carlita, who's number 7 on the leaderboard, to tell us how in the heck, how'd you do it, Carlita? You're kind of brand new at this thing.
I am. Well, I had a hard time getting my mother to really get into this. We tried the Vibe first. She's 83. She lives with me. She's got some arthritis in her knees and back. She tried the Vibe. She didn't like the taste. She's kind of like dealing with a toddler sometimes. It doesn't taste good. I'm not going to take it, that kind of thing. But she came to me with some crazy ad that she'd seen, and it was some celebrity saying, "Oh, this helped my pain." And I'm like, "Mom, you've been watching me since April. Take Zilis products. You've seen what a difference it's made in my life. If you really want to improve your pain, invest your money with me, and let's get you on some products and get it to a point where you'll take it." So she also has friends in the nursing home, and I'm leery of her going there in the wintertime because of all the bugs and all. But I said, "Okay, let's do this. Let's make you a drink with Amalaki, with Glow, with Shield, and a few drops of ice." So she has been taking those 4 products for about 3 weeks now. She has not been having to take any Advil for her knee pain. I think she's feeling a lot better. She finally let me sign her up so that she's on monthly, so she'll get her own products and stop using all of mine. But it took a while, and I think that's the thing you have to know about people. Talk to them about it. Okay, well, you've planted that seed. and just go back and cultivate. And it's not always dealing with your mother, which is a whole different scenario. But that's what I've been doing is I plant seeds with people. Hey, I'm doing this and it's working great for me. And, let me know if you're interested. And I think that's really the best approach for me.
And then Carlita, you also involved me on Friday night, was it, that you had a cousin or
Yes.
something that was in town?
Yes. My cousin, her husband had kidney cancer, I think renal cell carcinoma, and it also turned into prostate cancer. So only has one kidney, and he's very leery of taking any medications due to only having one kidney. But the chemo that he was on caused him to have really severe neuropathy in his feet and legs. The dosage of gabapentin that he can take is not enough to really help him. He's other things they wanted to put him on. He's like, no, I'm not taking that. I only have one kidney. I'm just not. And he'll, read about these medications. And so I had mentioned it to my cousin Lynette, and a couple of weeks after that, she's like, I've talked Chris in. I think we want to try. So they were coming to Fayetteville, and I met with them, and we talked for about an hour, and I had Lisa get on just in case they had any other questions that I couldn't answer. But he ended up just selling him a retail product of the Vibe and the topical, and explained to him, the uses that I have for it, and that should help him, but that we might need to adjust the dose. Well, she contacted me yesterday and she said, does this Vibe going to make Chris sleepy? Because we're only taking like the quarter of a dropper twice a day is what we started out at. And I was like, well, I think that's telling me that his body is really absorbing these products and he's really being susceptible to them. So I would cut back on the morning dose a little bit, but take the full dose at night. So I'm really anxious to see what kind of results he has. And I really hope it helps him because he's been through so much.
Awesome. Great job, Carlita. Proud of you. I wanted to ask also some of the very best in our business, Steve and Jenny Todd. Jenny is great. She's done this long enough that they really don't need my help, but is always so good about just, strategizing and contacted me. And so Jenny, tell us a little bit about like our conversation today and how you guys have, one of the approaches that you guys are using to enroll.
Are you referring to when Louise came, Lisa, or are you referring to the new
the counselor kind of the approach
okay.
of
All right. Okay, great. All right. So, as y'all know, Steve is a sleep specialist. So we had a plan to we just go out and cold contact businesses. And so this particular lady, we stopped by to talk to her. She's a counselor for people that are been abused, and she sees some very, very difficult things in her practice. But so we stopped by and talked to her about sleep, but we left her some products, and she loved the products. And so she is enrolling as a gold ambassador, and she is building a new website. She wanted all of our prices, to put our prices of products on there. She loves the URL. She doesn't have to do anything to get products to people. They just log in. You just go out and you just start sharing, I don't know, Lisa, does that answer
Yeah.
what you
Well,
want me to say?
I mean, what was impressive to me is just that you guys didn't just sit at home waiting for somebody to contact you. You literally were kind of creating a strategy and saying, hey, who do we work with? Well, we work with, mental health counselors. And so you physically have been out there sampling, making contacts, networking,
Right.
building your business. And that always impresses me because there's no certainty in that. You don't know that somebody is going to enroll, but we do know that there's something called the law of averages where, if you call on 10 people, that everyone has a closing rate. That could be 2 people in 10, that could be 1 person in 10, it could be 4 people in 10. And as we get more confident and as we do our personal growth, that number does go up. And so,
Lisa, do you mind if me kind of going off of, I mentioned sharing products.
Yes.
Are you okay with me to just share with how I share products?
Please, I would love that.
Because as we all know, these products, great products, and you just can't share a whole bunch of things. So let me give you a couple of ideas, guys, that I do off of Amazon. I don't know if y'all can see these or not. These are just little bitty, hold on, little bitty plastic. It's just a little bitty cup, that has a screw lid on it. Can y'all see that?
Yes.
Okay. This, I can share a squirt of topical. I can share I love the body butter. Oh my gosh, I love it, love it, love it. And you can put a sample of that in here. And then you can also get these off Amazon, guys. They're these little bitty plastic, they're just see-through things that you can drop your sample in. You can drop your business card in, and this seals up. And so here you go. It's just so simple, so simple. And another sampling product bottle that they have, see this? This is a little bitty screw thing, and it's a little dropper. This is how I share Dream. In a 30 milliliter bottle of Dream, guys, you got 30 samples out with one bottle of product. Yeah. And so same thing. Here's your plastic sheet, your business card, your bottle of Dream. But I've taken the Dream, because it's such a big part of what we do. I took just the flyer that's in the back office on Dream, went to the printers and just minimized it. So my little card on Dream fits in this little plastic case. So now I've got my business card in there and my little sample, and I always have these in my purse. I'm never, ever, ever without topical, body butter, a sample of Dream, and only my special people get by. Okay. I don't hand that out, but it's the same thing. I just took the flyer out of the back office, minimized it at a printer's, and it's all here. I don't ever go anywhere without you just don't go anywhere without these in your purse. But that's as I said, in that bottle of Dream, you've got 30 samples in there, 30 different products that you can share. And those of you that are doing product fairs or vendor fairs or whatever, this is a great way to get product out. Just because people want, they want to know, what does it taste like?
Right.
It's just so simple and easy. And I just have so much fun putting these together. It's just so much fun, y'all. So,
Jenny, that is freaking impressive. Tell me, on Amazon, what are the small droppers called?
Small droppers.
Small
droppers. Is it a sample dropper? It's like, I will look it up for sure.
Well, if you can hang on, I'll look at my Amazon right here, and I'll tell you what they are.
Okay.
But, and these little plastic flyers, they come in different sizes. If anybody wants, just give them my number, and I'm not gonna look that up. But that's what they are. Just sample samplings. I don't know.
Well,
she's awesome at it, though.
I'm speechless. That was fantastic.
And I didn't mean to intercede there, but as you're talking about going out and just, to these meetings, Jean and Lorena, that you do it wherever you are, everybody needs to go home with something. Don't come and don't give them. And who wants another sheet of paper? Okay. Give them a sample. Don't ever have a meeting anywhere without letting them go home with something. So
that's awesome. And Linda said mini glass dropper bottles on Amazon.
And I get like 50 of them for, I think it's $10, $11. Yeah, they're
That's
real cheap.
awesome, because I've just been
there.
giving all kinds of stuff away.
There's a 1 ml
need
bottle
that.
for $16.99 for 100.
But Deborah, I don't think this is I don't know. I'd have to get my invoice out. I don't know. It's
Well, the lowest is
order
1
it so
ml,
much.
and it goes up from there, but the 1 ml is the smallest one. It looks like that bottle. It's a little glass bottle.
Well, but at any rate, it's just a great way to share product, guys. Just great.
Yes.
So don't let anybody leave you without something in their hand.
I love
That's
it.
awesome. Really, really awesome. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Jenny, for
You're
sharing that.
welcome. Thank you
and
for
it's
letting me just go down a
no,
different path.
I mean, honestly, that is so professionally done. And I'm absolutely like shamed into like saying that I don't even have a business card right now. So you run circles around me and I love that. So you guys don't have to be that good. You just have to find people who are. That's the best thing about this business. Just go find people better than you are. And that is how we make a team. That's why all of you guys are here. So thank you for sharing that. Jenny, that's just fantastic. I wrote it all down. So a squirt of topical or body butter in the little plastic cup, and then the plastic sleeve and business card with small dropper of dream and vibe. So that's great, great counsel for us. I don't know if Barbara Durkee is in a position to come to the line, but I just also wanted to share another example of how retaining your customers is really just as important as gaining new customers, because with the triple generational bonus, we need a certain amount of auto ships based on our rank in order to get that triple generational bonus. And so, Barbara, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
I can. Tell us what you did tonight.
Well, I'm sitting under a heating pad, but no. Anyhow, I just touch base with my people that are on it, seeing if we can, since we're changing sort of avenues, changing, going back to sort of where Zilis first began when I started, of being such a phenomenal company, and it never has stopped. But I love the transparency. Like Michael Scott, an old client, an old customer of mine, a friend, has stayed and connected, and he's got such a great testimony. He's been having problems. His problems are starting to come back. And so I sent him out some samples of Glow and Shield and some Amalki, I say it right, Amalki, and some Edge. And he hasn't received them yet, but he will probably tomorrow. But got on with Lisa to help to see how we can help him. His headaches are returning. And when he first started on the product, he was headache free. He'd wake up every day with a headache. And then also he'd have one in the afternoon. And after being on the product for 3 days, it was going away. And I learned a lot with Lisa today on the phone. And I'm glad she had me be on the three-way with him. And I like that. I forget the word that you used, the
Receptor fatigue.
Yes, receptor fatigue. And it makes so much sense how we all become, our bodies just become accustomed to something that we've taken for so long. And then, it sort of stops working. And so I did send him some Glow and Shield for him to get the taste of it, but I only sent him like 3 packages of it each. And so it won't be enough, but Lisa has suggested for him to start on it possibly. He was taking the Vibe, and he hasn't had any environmental changes or anything. He is a traveling nurse. He's out in Oregon, and he's very intelligent, and I really want him to start selling the I want him to start building his business. He's not young. He started his RN at 50 years old. He just became a nurse at 50. And anyhow, he's got to start thinking about, his future, I think, and letting him build his business. And he's got such a great story to tell. But he hasn't stopped using the product, even though his headaches and stuff have come back. He's had a very severe tragedy in his life just recently, and it's been very hard. And as a friend, it aches for him. But he bouts with depression, and of course, it's understandable for him to be going through some of this with the grief of his brother was killed. And so God bless him, that he didn't have a chance to say goodbye or any goodbyes or and it was sudden, and he was in Dallas, such a distance from him. So, and then having to take care of the affairs. So of course that could all be part of his stress level of dealing with his grief and his first of everything. Holidays are coming up and stuff, but um I love touching back with my people, and I've been touching back with several that love the product, but they're not they're just not in the financial able right now is their excuse. So I don't know what to go, how to tell them,
Mhm.
how to get them back on it, even though they love the product and how much it helped them. You know, stop feeding yourself, that's,
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's anyway, what I was proud of you for, Barbara, is just, touching base with your people just to make sure that all is well. And
Yeah.
Karen asked the question, what do you do if you get receptor fatigue? And I remember way back in Evansville when some of the docs used to come, Gary Gettelfinger was one of them. He was a pain doctor who talked about he would switch from berry to lemon to raw to just make changes so that he would not develop receptor fatigue. And that was the first time I'd heard the word. And so over time, if you've got somebody who's been on ultrasound for 6 years and they're just feeling like it's not really working anymore, then it's possible that they are just have receptor fatigue. That means that it's just the same thing hitting the receptor all the time. So what I've done is I use the liquids in the morning, and then I use a half a glow and half a shield in the evening, so that I'm mixing liquids and powders, smaller doses of them, but it has seemed to work for me. Everyone's a little different. With Michael, he had not tried Glow or Shield yet. And so it was just a recommendation for him. Let's just see. I want you to stay off of it for 5 days or so. Let's let those receptors dry out. And then let's just try something different. And Glow and Shield, he was willing to do it. So yeah, it's a great question, because we see this with exercise. There's something we try to create that what's called muscle confusion, because if you do one type of exercise all the time, say just walking or just upper body bench press, then you don't develop the rest of your body, and your body becomes accustomed to that one form of exercise or that one exercise. And so we try to do muscle confusion, do as many different things as possible to keep your body at its peak. It just makes sense. And that's was a good example of that as well. So thank you, Barbara, for sharing that. Thank you for being part of our team. Barbara, just really briefly, why Zilis for you? You've been part of this Arkansas team for a long time.
Yeah. I love the product. I love the company, and I love the people that are in it. And everybody is just so sincere and always want to help you, no matter if I have to call Dallas or, anyone will talk with me. I got to meet Luis the last time he was in Arkansas, and I'm sorry I didn't make it up to your event the other day. We almost came, but I love it because it helps me with my neuropathy and my I have a little seasonal, I guess you'd call, depression, but most of it is all manageable, and I think it's all through Zilis is why the product helps me a lot, and I have a positive attitude about it, of how it helps me. I take a Glow and a Shield every morning, and I have started taking the Vibe. I don't take the Vibe every day, not that I don't want to, it's just that I forget. And then the Amalki and the Edge I've been taking about 3 times, I guess, a week. I need to start probably mixing it with a little more water, like you suggested to Michael. I did send him some of that, and I'm excited for him to start on that also. But I also take the ice, and I love the products. I sleep like as soon as my head hits the pillow, Dr. Todd, sorry, I'm one of these, but I wouldn't make you any money. But as soon as I hit the pillow, I'm out. So I have no problem sleeping. And so Dream or nothing that, in fact, I took Dream once and it kept me awake all night. So it was crazy. But
Well, thank you, Barbara. I appreciate
love
you
it.
sharing. We love you and appreciate you being on our team, and better days ahead for all of us. But I know it's not like you're just right in our backyard. You're probably an hour and a half from us here.
Yeah, we're in
Some,
your backyard. I'm in Arkansas.
yeah, a little bit, not quite northwest, but we're trying
Right.
to get you this way. Well, last thing, I wanted Jenny Todd to talk about what's going on Tuesday nights in November, because she reminded me today. Do you remember, Jenny?
Oh, yes, I do. Actually, it's coming in December,
Oh, it's
right?
December, not
Yeah,
November.
right.
That's right. November's almost over.
That's right. Yeah. And as people, when you do, I noticed on the schedule for the Tuesday night opportunity calls, normally they'll reach out to different ambassadors and everybody volunteers to do a presentation every Tuesday night. Well, the month of December is already taken up, and Luis is on every Tuesday night doing a meeting. And when I saw that, I went, huh. They're getting ready for something. They're prepping us for something, these great things, these changes that are coming. And so I just encourage everybody, don't miss those Tuesday night calls. He never does Tuesday night calls. So that's a big red flag. Something good's coming. So let's all be on those calls. He's going to give us little hints. I feel this is just Jenny saying that, but just little teasers. And I'm just so excited about it. 2025 is going to be awesome. So everybody tune in Tuesday nights and listen to Louise. It's going to be great.
8 p.m. And that's the opportunity call that Luis did for us here in Northwest Arkansas. And it was very interesting because he goes, I don't always sit through hearing other people do the presentation. And so he had some really good ideas about how to make it better. And so you're going to see the evolution in a positive direction. And if you have comments and feedback, then I encourage you guys to share that with the company as well. So last thing I want to do is just express gratitude. We're 11 days away from Thanksgiving. And I have so much gratitude for you guys. I hope you know how much you've changed my life, Hal's life, and especially going back to work. I know Susan Everett gets an earful of this in the mornings on Tuesdays, but the leadership level in corporate America is nothing like what it is in the world of Zilis. And, as we become better carriers of the message, we find that we get better in all areas of our life. And so you guys and your excellence, hearing about Gene having leadership at his place of employment, just the things that I hear, the things that I see that you guys are accomplishing just in the world, because your hearts are that heart that wants to get better, to carry this message. I'm just so very grateful for you guys. And we're going to share Thanksgiving this year with several men in recovery, and we're going to have them over to our house. But you guys are always in my heart, and I would love to give you guys an opportunity to express anything that you're grateful for as we close out our call.
Well, Steve and Jenny are extremely grateful for Hal and Lisa. We are part of the best. They're undoubtedly the best leaders in all of Zilis. We have been around the leaders in Zilis. We have the best. And Lisa and Hal only have us in our best interest. They're just tremendous leaders. And we just are so thankful to be part of your team, Lisa. We're just so thankful, so blessed. Appreciate
Thank you, Jenny.
So much.
You guys are amazing.
Lisa, I agree with what Jenny said 110%. But for us, we've got Christina in there. She's kind of a buffer between us. And we really want to thank Christina as well. She's reached out. She's driven from Evansville, as you guys have driven from Arkansas, to work with us. And we just can't say enough thank yous. I mean, we have a great support team.
Thank you, Gene.
Agreed.
I love it.
Two things that happened during the ball thing. It was very interesting because I met somebody that she works for a pharmaceutical company. I'm like, really? I said, oh my goodness. And she's like, yeah, you know how hard it is to get into the other countries. People don't normally know that. I'm like, oh my goodness, the regulations and all this. And afterwards she said, wow, I've never had really talked to anybody who kind of had an understanding of how it is to get into other countries. And it's like, oh my gosh. So, and it's because of Zilis.
Yeah.
Thank God, because I could actually talk on that level. And then she had Jean had somebody else that was talking about emotional intelligence, and I'm
Right.
like, and I held my own pretty good. You
Yeah.
know, I baffled them, you know, and thank God for Zilis, because I couldn't have done this 6 years ago or 7 years ago. So I'm very thankful that I can, it gives me the knowledge, and you all are behind it. So
Right.
thank you all for being there.
Yeah.
Being so wonderful.
Yeah, and I found out, a friend of mine told me to get comfortable being uncomfortable, and I'm getting comfortable.
Getting comfortable being uncomfortable. I love that. I
Yeah,
love that. Well, last note, mentorship is hard to come by. And Jenny, I heard you say that just with you guys in the world of dentistry, and that most, even in corporate America, like I report to a general manager where I work, and she's not a mentor, has no interest in helping me get better. It's just, it's very interesting because you're in a space here and in a business structure that I don't succeed unless you succeed. And I've never really fully been able to appreciate how that can produce better mentorship, more motivation to mentor than corporate America. And so, yeah, I've got goals around being able to do this full time again. So, you know. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being on tonight. And we'll end just a minute early, just knowing that this Thanksgiving, I'm grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for this company. And I believe the best is yet to come. So, lots of love to everybody. We'll see y'all tomorrow night on the Freedom Call.
Thank you.
Bye bye, guys.
Thank
Good
you
night,
all.
all.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.